So you ever see a guy go full out Shakespeare on a woman that he loves? Love at first sight type of thing. Willing to die for the person you love kind of thing, right? Love could feel like magic until you see the brain scan for love and you realize that the same exact circuit that lights up for when somebody is actually in love is the same exact circuit that lights up for a drug addict that gets a hit of the drug that they like. And the reasoning, rational part of the brain, that part dulls down. And that is what people call like a reckless passion happens in love sometimes. And if that love is like yanked away from you and is pulled out by some unexpected partner turn up on you or you get cheated on, well, that is the only time that you will feel the drawback of love and you would feel like a drug addict now kicked off of the drug or can't get the drug. Panic will set in, obsession, you can't eat, you can't sleep. So love isn't really like a magic formula, it's more like a chemical high, just exactly as drugs. So that being said, you better know who you're giving that power over you, because you don't want to ever feel that crash from the pull away. It's like your entire reward system could collapse on you overnight. So that is the brain scan on a person in love, right? What about the brain scan now for a person who is single but working hard on themselves to reach a place where they would then think that they're deserving of love? Like the guy on his grind, focus, doing his thing, hitting the gym. He wouldn't be getting that type of love high. He wouldn't get any euphoria and no sense of like satisfaction and belonging and being like this hard dopamine hits and oxytocin hit from the person in love. So he would be like more baseline and wouldn't be getting like a chemical euphoria rush from dopamine and oxytocin, right? But on the bright side, his prefrontal cortex, the parts of his brain that does the reasoning and the thinking about your thinking part, impulse control, attention and focus, that part would actually be like lit up and have more brain activity than the person in love. So this person is like busy building the throne on which he could probably get love. And his brain chemistry on a MRI scan looks completely different from the person in love. Third type of brain scan, all right? So far we talk about the love brain, the control brain. What about another type of brain? The poison pill guy, the one who is the ideologue, the MGTOW guy. Not in love, not on the grind, not looking for love, just hunting for reasons to continue hating women and to continue saying that women is not something you should be aiming for. So he just like on the internet scrolling, screenshotting stuff, and just stockpiling reasons to stay pissed at women. And this guy might call this an awakening, but it really becoming like the finding of reasons to continue hating women and to continue saying that, look, all women are the same and they're all like that. He just looking for these things to justify to himself, of which a lot of people create content only on that, because apparently it pays now to make memes and to stockpile memes of women who are hurt, who are asking where all the men, who are crashing out about not being able to find a partner or something like that. That is like candy to these type of guys, right? The guys in this ideologue brain. So this guy busy, almost like a religion, building a case file about females in order to take this case file and convert other men into feeling the same anger towards women that he feels. When he does find any clip of a woman who demonstrating the stuff that he wants to see, he gets a dopamine hit now, right? And he becomes addicted to outrage. And he thinks this is awareness, but it's really a type of mental illness, because the brain scans don't lie. That you could have whatever perspective and subjectivity you want, but brain scans don't lie. And the brain scans of guys who are outraged and into ideologue brain, like MGTW ideologues, they show the same brain scans as a cornered animal. Fear on full blast. The amygdala, the part of the brain that lights up for fear and anger, that's on full blast. And the logical part of the brain, that the guy with the control brain who want to grind is more lit up, that logical part of his brain is also offline. But this guy in the MGTOW, he is not even getting the euphoria from the love brain. He's just getting fear, anger, animosity. And his brainwave activity is not capable of actually creating a life that he wants for himself, because it's based on fear and hatred. But he thinks he's seeing the world clearer than ever, right? He thinks he's sharp, but he's calling it wisdom. But he's really just giving himself PTSD, and not PTSD from his own life, but PTSD from binge watching other men's pain. And the fear center in his brain, the amygdala in his brain, doesn't know the difference between real life and looking at an Instagram reel about some guy who girlfriend didn't want him to go through her phone, which might have been one out of the 100 interviews that the guy had 3 nights with a couple. But that is the interview that gets the most views, because they are the things that people are most addicted to, or guys are most addicted to. And his prefrontal cortex completely is shut down, and he is wired for war, but he is like a soldier ready for war who never actually gets to fight, but gets to be broken by the battles that he never was involved in. He is broken by different battles that other men fought. He's broken. He wants to see all the failure of different men, the minority guys who were cheated on and hoodwinked really, really bad, had bad divorce. And these things now, he wears this like an armor, right? And he keeps it, he doesn't even just like keep this to himself, you know. He really wants to go and spread this feeling he has, like a gospel. So the ideologue is focused on spreading the message, calling women trash, calling good men simps. And because this guy feels as though if he could make the world better as he is, then he doesn't have to fix himself. He just really has to drag everyone down to his level. And even if none of the stuff that he looks at never happens to him or never had happened to him, he still is able to fry his brain as though he has actually gone through war. And he really just needs to stop looking at all these podcasts and these YouTube channels and stuff, and really at some point when you go too far down ideologue brain, it doesn't have to be like a MGTOW ideologue, it could be like some kind of political rabbit hole, something like that. At some point you really do need to see a psychologist. And for the MGTOW guy, I really do think that the psychologist that he does see should be a female psychologist, so that the rehab could begin with the thing he fears the most.